everybody. It is October 3rd, and we are back live with another edition of the Calgary Real Estate Show, The Market Recap. The Market Recap. Jayden, I bet you it felt a little bit like October for you this morning up in Crossfield area.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's sending kids to daycare with winter coats now. What the heck is going on?
Well,
Welcome to
next
fall.
week, next week we'll be back to shorts. So,
Oh, thank goodness.
yeah, you can wear those jean shorts again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm the king of jorts. I'm the king of jorts in Crossfield. So
I love
Yeah,
it.
that is very true. We're going to go live on Instagram as well. Hopefully, this works. And yeah, we're going live on Instagram too. There we go. So we're live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, everywhere. We're just live everywhere. Jayden's feed, our feed, doesn't matter where you're watching. Thanks for watching today, whether you're going to watch this live or later. So let's do our weekly stats first, and then we're going to roll into mortgage stuff, news, rates, all the stuff that Jayden's going to update you on. Natalie, give us a teaser of what you're talking about today.
Design trends not to do.
Okay. I'm
You're
looking
gonna love
forward to that. Yeah, it's going to be great. That's going to be great. So definitely have noticed a trend. If you follow us, if this is your first time watching, we do this weekly on a recorded basis, and we give you these weekly stats because we track them to kind of see trends on where the month is going. So if you look at new listings for all segments in the month of September, you definitely saw that big blip there right after kids got back into school in September. And then things have kind of tapered, to be quite honest. We've gone down, significantly since 2 weeks ago, and then sales were down a little bit from last week, but we still had a 72% sales to new listing ratio with 485 sales, 514 pending. So that's the most it's been in 4 weeks now. 29 days on market, so that's creeping a little bit. And our active and pendings actually went down slightly from 5,122 last week to just over 5,000 this week. And so, Natalie, now you can do your real estate time machine. I've been filling in for you as we've been moving the last couple of weeks here.
I know. My apologies. It's been a busy couple of weeks. So this year we had for total sales 535. This year 457. So it's down 14.5%. New listings last year was 703. This year 759. So it's up almost 8%. Active last year were 3417. This year 5,042. So it's up 47.5%. That's pretty big. Pendings last year were 728. This year 720. So it's down 1.1%. And days on market last year was 27. This year 29. So it's up almost 7.5%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about, the active listings being over 5,000 when we do our monthly recap, but that's, there's some reasoning behind that. So let's head on over to Jayden and let's talk mortgages.
yeah, what you kind of see across the board here is that there's been a relatively significant decrease in mortgages right across the board, and so a lot of interesting things going on right now, right? So for a lot of the big banks, we're getting close to end of year fiscal year. I think Scotia's October 31st and things like that, and so we're getting a lot of quick close offers right now. And they just want to get a little bit more money on the books before the end of the year. So a lot of things going on. Or there's some lenders that are coming in at this space. So for instance, this 434. There's a couple of different lenders that offer it, but one of them is doing it if you have a mortgage of over $600,000, right? So they're really pushing in. We want to enter this space aggressively, but these are the types of mortgages that we want to get. And I think as we go through this fall, we're going to see a little bit more and more of that. Of course, the variable side. My prediction is down 1% by the end of 2024. I think we saw the mega go down in the United States at 0.5%. And I think that, coupled with some of the data happening in the economy in Canada, is going to give the Bank of Canada a little bit of breathing room to say, yeah, you know what, we can do a 0.5% decrease as well. I think that they're going to do it twice. But I'd say at least 3/4 point down on the variable by the end of the year. So a lot of stuff going on in the mortgage world, but we got a lot of information, of course, on the first day of the month. So I'll pass it back to you guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jayden. And
Yeah.
let's throw it on over to Natalie with her very interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, talk to us about this.
I know. I just, I felt like this was the month that we should do these. So design ideas that should not be copied. Like, I love the centering of this whole picture. I don't even know what to say. All right, let's go forward. Measure twice, cut once, but not in either of these cases. I don't really know what's going on with the sunken floor thing. And the other one, the corners do not match up. That would literally drive me bonkers. I would probably sell the house if I saw that. So. Okay, moving on. Back one. You went too far. There you go. Not optimal toilet placements. I don't know why you feel you should have a toilet in the shower. That's not me. The other one, the long, narrow hallway, that would be quite a walk at 2 a.m. trying to find your way in and out. So.
We watch a YouTube channel called Nat's RV Reviews, and he has this very famous thing called, is it a prime pooping position or not? That would not be a prime pooping position.
And can you imagine if the light switch was at the end? That would be even worse, right? Like, my God.
Oh, just horrifying. Functional spaces, like, why do you have these two? So the one on the right is the stairwell, the one on the left is in the bathroom. Like, why wouldn't you just make the shower bigger or the stairwell go right to the entrance? Pure laziness. Everyone needs a Titanic landing. I love that. You can just go, whoa!
Yes, that is an interesting one.
And we missed the stairwell, but that's okay. Oh, it's gone. Never mind.
That's all we got. That's all we got. That was enough. That was enough for one day, man. That was mind blown right there. All right, so let's get to our September market recap. So here's the overall, as we always do. So overall, our price did go up 5.5%. Sales were down 17.6%. New listings up 15.5%. Inventory up almost 50% compared to last year. And that months of supply, I believe, was just under 2 at the end of August, and it crept up to almost just over 2.5, and days on market at 28. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna redo this for next time. I was trying to get it all into one screen, and I think I'm gonna have to go to multiple screens here. But just listen to my voice.
You're listening.
I think the story here, there's year-over-year price increases. As we talked about last month, though, what's happening month over month? And the Calgary Real Estate Board would say it's normal to see month over month decreases at this time of year. I just don't remember it from the last couple of years, and that's why I'm pointing it out. If you combine the last couple of months, you're a point to point and a half down in some of these segments. So detached down 0.007, semi-detached down 0.004. And you can see the numbers there, hopefully. Sales were down 17% on the detached side of things. So what happened was there was an increase in listings and sales like above 700, but that was not enough to compensate for the lack of listings and sales like under 700, under 600 for detached, because there's just not a lot of inventory. But even with that, the listings still up 18% at the end of the month, inventory up 39%, and supply now for detached almost 2.5 months. Can't get that thing to come off the screen. Anyway, semi-detached, just a much smaller segment than detached. You can see sales were only down 4%, listings up only 8%, but at the end of the month, the inventory was still up 29%. And I cannot, it's just for, I have an interesting little hovering thing on my slide here. No, that's not working. Anyway, I don't know what you guys can see. Supply at the very bottom there. I think it's 2.08. Row townhouses, prices up 10% year over year. That's great if you're doing a HELOC or something like that. But if you're actually in the market, whether you're buying or selling, you're seeing a trend now. So last month, they were pretty much flat to July. This month, they're down slightly. Sales were down 5%. Even though new listings were up 27%, it's got the tightest supply of all the segments at 1.98 months. But look at that inventory, up 92%. And finally, apartment condos. And I said this last month, I raised an alarm bell that if you are an investor and you've been looking to exit the market with investment condos, get on it now, because look at what's going on. So prices, yeah, they're up 14% year over year, but we look at trends monthly. So where prices were down, sales were down almost 30%. Now, new listings were only up 7%, but our inventory at the end of the month ended up 58% up, and our supply. And that's what I'm looking at. If you are a condo seller, even a condo buyer too, you're going to have more choice now for sure. But if you're a condo seller, 3.23 months of supply is like bordering on a balanced market. So I would just really highly recommend that if you're looking at something like that, exiting out of the market as an investment, when you're with your investments, definitely reach out and we are able to help you with that. And then when we roll around to our other areas, detached prices up 8% in Airdrie, semi-detached up 9%. Both of those were down slightly from last month. Row townhouses and apartment actually went up from last month in Airdrie. You can see the prices there. New listings up 29%, sales up 5%. Inventory, though, ended the month 75% up. That's a big jump. And then months of supply at 2.31. Still a seller's market, guys, at 2.31, but we're seeing the trend go up and up and up. Cochrane, very similar story. Detached up 9, semi-detached up 8. Row townhouse up 7 and apartments up 20. New listings, though, big jump, 43%. Sales down 6%. Inventory up 24%. They're up to 3 months of supply now in Cochrane, so they're getting closer. But Cochrane really jumps around. I wouldn't necessarily place a lot of value in 1 month. Let's see what next month ends up being. If it continues to rise above 3, then Cochrane, if you love living up in that neck of the woods, that could be a really good option for you if you're on the buying side. And then finally in Okotoks, my favorite little small town outside of High River, but Okotoks semi-detached, detached up 9, semi up 13, row up 17%, apartment up 13. A lot more new listings, 33% more. Sales just up 2%. Inventory up, 106. So that's good. Like Okotoks needs more inventory because their months of supply is still at 2 overall. So overall, they just needed more inventory, and they got that in the month of September. So let's take that off the screen and let's just chat a little bit about Jayden. I don't know about you, but what we have seen in the last week is increased showings on all of our listings. I'm not sure what you're seeing with activity for pre-approvals on the mortgage side of things.
Yeah, it's gone crazy this week. I was a little bit slower through kind of the end of August into September a little bit, but it's gone wild this week. And a lot of this, like, and not just on the sales side, of course, is that, but some of the things that people don't think about with these price increases is there's a difference between, and we've talked about this later in other times, but between insured mortgage rates and when you put 20% down and more. When you put 20% down, it's a little bit higher. But when you're renewing your mortgage, there's lenders that will look and say, okay, this person has 35% equity in their house already. I don't care that they put 20% down before. Now we're renewing, they have 30. I'm going to give them these insured rates over here. So the impact of these, up 10% year over year from if somebody who bought 5 years ago has been fantastic for some buyers. So I'm getting a lot of that too, a lot of that renewal business that they're getting offered that 20% rate from their bank, and when we can compete down here at the insured rate. So it's been really, really positive for homeowners that are renewing right now as well.
Yeah. And Natalie, tell the people about, I was saying last night at our business networking meeting, the tale of 2 townhouses for our clients, the one that sold first weekend, 2 of them that sold first weekend, and the one that took 30 days.
Yeah, it was sort of crazy. We thought for sure the one that sat there was going to be the first one to go. And it was like crickets. We had a couple of showings and then nothing was happening. And we were like, we don't think it's overpriced. It's, comparable to the other ones in the building or in the complex. But then the other one that I thought we were going to have problems with sold like right away, 10 grand over. But it's just, it's sort of hit and miss right now. I'm not really sure. Some places are selling that you don't expect, and others are going very quickly. And it's price. If it's not the price, it's the price.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. No, that's
So,
for sure. So, I think the best comment, if you're a seller right now, absolutely, it's still, a fantastic time for you to make a move, and maybe even better than it's been in the last year to 2 years, because you're still going to sell as long as you're priced right. And there's going to be a little bit more available inventory for you to choose from, depending on the segment that you're looking at. So there's a lot of ways that we can massage that. So happy to have a conversation about that. So reach out to us if you have questions on the market. Just want to get an updated market value so that you can go to Jayden and get him to give you a home equity line of credit, or if you're doing a refinance or a renewal. So we'd love to provide that to you as well. So Jayden, that is it. By the time we talk next week, I think the flame season will have started.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I can't wait.
I'm about to become a sports widow.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of started already on Sunday
Hockey,
afternoons.
golf.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week recorded on all these channels again, and then we're back in a month with our October update, and there better not be snow on the ground, but I'm not betting on it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, have a good one. We'll
Bye,
see
guys.
you soon. Bye.
Bye.